working off like 1 hour of sleep.
Oh man, well hey, you know, I guess that's the best time to like go check out some TVs.
Okay.
You know?
Let's make it happen.
Do just what you want. You're the one I trust.
All right, I'm here with Joe. Joe, what do you know about TVs, bro?
I don't really know very much. I'm a projector guy. So you're gonna have to convince me. I have TVs, don't get me wrong, but I like a big guy.
You see like a big screen, right?
Yeah.
Because when you see that actress's face all up close, you're like, oh.
Yeah, pretty much. I feel like I'm in the movie theater,
Right,
you know?
right.
But I'll tell you what I would normally look for. Not, you know, if I'm shopping around, I know nothing really about TVs. So, you know,
Yeah,
I'm pretty much looking for the lowest price.
Right, lowest price. What do we got?
With the right letters, you know what I mean? I need to say 4K and UHD and HDR. If it has those letters, then and the lowest number, you know what I mean?
And then the lowest number to go along with that, 698. So what do we got here?
That's what I would do as somebody
Okay.
who doesn't know anything.
Okay, our U series Samsung. I would try to stay away from this series
Yeah.
of Samsung.
Really?
Okay. I think for a 55-inch TV, the best bet is to spend, even from LG, Samsung, or Sony,
Okay.
spend between $1,200 and $1,500 for a 55-inch TV, right? That's the price point that we want to get something with a lot of quality and a lot of bang for the buck. Because they put a lot of the stuff in the higher end TVs into that model.
Got it. All right, so I'm gonna have them just ring me up for this one then.
Yeah.
That one's like double the price. So I heard what you said, but
So if you want to go this price, 65-inch, I would go with the TCL R617.
more value for the money.
Right.
Got it.
Right. Let's keep going.
All right. So this one says Dolby Vision. I hear you talk about that a lot in your videos.
Yeah, I like Dolby Vision. This also supports HDR10 and HLG, so that's good. Those are all good things. $600 for a 65-inch TV is a fantastic price.
A lot of people go based on like what the operating system is, I guess, or you know what the smart.
Yeah,
you say?
the smart features are done with certain different operating systems, right?
Now
So-
I know that you hate the Android one.
Yes, this. I hate this Android TV on the Sonys.
Why?
On the Sonys. Even this new one, this is the new Oreo version, and you know, it's clunky. It's clunky. You see this screen right here?
What?
See the screen? If you're watching something and you press home, everything stops and you go to the screen.
Okay.
With the LG, when you press the button, the little overlay pops up and you can still watch your content.
Got it.
For us in my house, my wife is always like, yeah, let's look for something, but turn this one on. So we're listening to and or seeing, you know, the picture of whatever's on, and then we're looking for something new. So you can't do that at all with anything Android TV.
So it's integrated better.
Yes,
Basically the integration.
Right.
Versus like this one's either you're in the smart app or apps,
You're in the home screen
or you're
whatever.
watching TV.
Right.
Right.
That's it.
Got it.
That's it.
But once you're in here, because here's the thing, I have the NVIDIA Shield and
Yeah,
it's
sure.
Android TV.
Right.
And I love that thing, but I don't watch TV.
Well, that one's actually a lot better than the one in the TVs.
Got it. Okay, so I get it now. I get it because I always heard you say, oh, I don't like the Android TV one. And I was like, why? I mean, that sounds like the best one.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me show you real quick how I would shop.
Okay, let's do it.
So I would go like this. This is my typical way of shopping. I'd look in the TV section, and then I'd go to the most expensive one, right?
Is this one $12.98?
Big, okay, so this one's big, the most expensive one, and then I try to look at the picture. All right, well, straight up, this one doesn't look that great. I'll just tell you right now. It looks like super fake.
Yeah.
Bad actor. They got to take off that motion, whatever, interpolation.
Yeah, the 120 hertz.
Yeah, it's gotta go.
And yeah, because it's actually putting in some artifacts around these people's like faces and stuff. And the depth looks a little weird.
Everybody looks like a bad actor. Everybody looks like they're filmed on Ron's Canon. Everybody looks like they're filmed on Michael's Nikon.
Oh man, shots fired.
I love you guys.
Oh, this guy's got ink on his face. He just got messed up. This guy's laughing like us. Are we? He's the winner. He wins.
What happened to this guy?
Ink on his face and his mouth.
All right, so I would look at the most expensive one, and then I'd try to go down the line and try to find what looks similar or better with a lower price tag. But that's probably
Right.
not the best way, huh?
Okay, so what I always tell people, there are three things, okay? So first one is viewing environment.
Okay.
If you have a living room with a whole bunch of big windows like I do, I got like 7 big windows, then maybe LED is better for you as opposed to OLED, right? Or maybe something that's LED that has some sort of glare removal or something like that, you know, so look for these kinds of features. Then the second thing is viewing habits. When are you watching? Are you watching in the daytime? A lot of people are like, I don't buy OLED because I'm watching in the daytime. I'm like, really? Are you really? Like, do you play video games a lot? Maybe you should do LCD if you're, you know, doing video games. If you watch movies, then you probably want something that has capability for HDR10, HDR10 Plus, and Dolby Vision. If you can get all three, those are the kinds of things that I would look for.
But bro, this is 448 for 65-inch Hisense.
And that's and if you're looking for a 65-inch TV around $500, you know, that's probably where you should start looking. Just start looking by price point and then move forward from there.
Got it.
And I always be around when I need some loving, baby.
That is the 7 series. Like our newest one that we have is the 55 to 8 series, right up there. The 55 inch.
Is this the one that was in that competition then you were checking out or no?
No, that was the Q90R.
So
It's their like $3,500 TV. Yeah.
way up.
Way up there, yeah.
Wait, like, so none of these are on the level of the ones that you're used to taking a look at.
Well,
I'm just saying because I know nothing, right? So when
Yeah.
I come in here, I'm like, well, it looks pretty crispy. That looks good.
This one's actually on sale right now for $1,600.
okay,
Okay.
$1,600.
1600. Okay, no wonder that one looks pretty good.
And
That's actually a decent price for a 55-inch OLED.
and retail is 2-3.
2,300. Yeah. So
Okay.
that's a great deal. So $700 off right now at Target. 55-inch. Yep, this is B9. I would imagine.
It does look pretty good, dude. Like when I look at this, it looks a little bit different than the others.
Yeah, this video sucks because of the reflection of the lights. What I don't like when we're in a store is we've got all the ambient light. So all these things are on like the highest settings. Because this is trying to outdo this. This is trying to outdo this. And they're even trying to outdo each other. You know, in this kind of a situation. One thing I would wish for or hope for is if stores could just run the exact same demo on all the TVs, and then we'd have a better idea of which one actually looks better, because this is playing this weird OLED-y kind of thing, and this is like super bright. So this is just showing off that OLEDs can do deep blacks, and this is showing off how bright things look.
So this one's obviously better. I'm just kidding.
I'm like, that depends. If you have a room with a lot of light, you might want something brighter. You have something going in a man cave, and you watch a lot of movies. Maybe get something that's got perfect black, so you get that infinite contrast ratio.
He's taking notes over here.
Like I said before, you know, features. Does it have Dolby Vision, HLG, and HDR10? Samsung's the only one that does HDR10 Plus. Panasonic is the only one that does Dolby Vision and HDR10 Plus, and those are on their OLEDs, which they don't sell in the United States.
I don't know what HDR10 Plus is. I'm sorry.
Okay, so these are all types of high dynamic range. Okay, the open source version is HDR10.
Okay.
Meaning everybody usually has HDR10. That's
Got
the
it.
base. Dolby Vision came along, and TVs needed to actually TV manufacturers had to license Dolby Vision HDR into their sets. It's like usually done with a chip. You know, the chip has to be strong enough to do that. The two differences between HDR10 and Dolby Vision are, one is a static metadata and one is dynamic metadata. So Dolby Vision, the HDR changes per scene as the director intended it to. So HDR10 Plus is HDR10's version of Dolby Vision, where it's a dynamic metadata as opposed to static metadata.
Dude, you're dropping mad knowledge on me. Thank you.
Hey, I'm glad I could help.
Seriously.
I'm here to help. Oh, where's my shirt? My shirt's in the car.
I'm serious though.
Yeah, okay,
I didn't
cool.
know that stuff. Like, I really
Okay.
didn't.
Yeah, and then another thing with the LG OLEDs, they have Technicolor HDR, which is another one. So there's HLG, HDR10, HDR10 Plus, Dolby Vision, and Technicolor.
Okay.
So there's all those four. If you buy an OLED, you get everything except HDR10 Plus. If
Okay.
you buy a Samsung, just HDR10 and HDR10 Plus and HLG.
And you were also saying, so HLG is like, I saw it on YouTube, right? It says VP9,
Yeah.
HDR. That's HLG, and what is that in relation to HDR10? Let's say.
Well, like it stands for a hybrid log gamma, and it's just the like broadcast version of HDR. Okay, so if they actually put like a 4K HDR broadcast on, it'll probably come in through HLG as opposed to HDR10 plus.
It's worse than HDR10 plus though.
I wouldn't say it's worse. It's just different.
Okay.
It's just different, and I'm not 100% sure. Don't quote me on this, but it could be static metadata on HLG. I think the only ones that have dynamic metadata are Dolby Vision and HDR10 plus.
Okay, well, you're on video, so you're quoted.
Oh, fuck. Just kidding.
No. I mean, for me, I would probably walk in, I see all these TVs, especially if it's like Black Friday, something like that, like, I'm gonna look at these and say like, all right, well, that looks like a good deal. They have them stacked up here, they must be on sale.
Pro tip for you and everybody watching, if you walk into Best Buy and you see TVs right here at the front, don't buy them. Those are the ones you do not want to buy. Now, you will come across something that you do want to buy, but this is last year's. It's only $100 less than last year's price, but anyway, if you're coming into Best Buy for a Black Friday sale and you see all these TVs here up at the front, these are the ones they want to get rid of that aren't as good quality as the ones they have back there. So,
That's pro tip. That's a
pro tip.
So how about those? Those are not by the door.
Yeah, no,
Those are-
no. Those. So no, maybe a yes because this is last year's. No on that. RU8000,
How about this one? No?
UM series, no.
Okay.
So
if it's on the floor,
in the front of the
I don't
store-
want to hear it no more. Jay was right.
Oh yeah, let's go to the back. All right, so we were at Walmart and we were at Target and now we're at this Best Buy in Burbank and they have a Magnolia Design Center, which is actually better than the one that we have in Reno. We got stuff like this LG Signature Series. We got an 8K OLED over there, or 8K QLED over there, which I probably wouldn't buy. But we have a lot more selection on TVs here than we do at Walmart or Target. So if you guys are shopping, definitely go in knowing what models to look at, because if you come in even to here, there's going to be a lot and it's going to be confusing. So know which ones you're going to look for in your price bracket, whether it's budget, which is under 1,000, mid-range, which is 1,000 to 2,000, or what I like to call premium, 2,000 plus. Make sure you know which ones you're looking for and what price points they're at, and then go shopping. And if you don't see the model numbers at Target or Walmart, then you need to come to Best Buy. And if you really want like a premium TV, check out Best Buy Magnolia Design Center in Burbank.
So, which ones of these TVs are actually legit? Like, according to you, like, which ones are like, damn, I like that?
I would not go with this 8K.
Okay, no.
AI upscaling.
So what the heck is this?
This is a 900R.
I feel the heat coming off of this thing.
Oh yeah, no, it's super bright for sure. So it'll definitely give you some heat.
I'm like
Here's
right
the
up
thing.
on this thing. I could barely see the pixels.
This looks good because this is an 8K demo.
Okay.
If you're watching anything 1080i, like from a cable box, it's not gonna look like
Got
this. Okay, and I've seen some 4K upscale to 8K on this at a different Best Buy. Didn't look too hot.
Okay.
So I would stay away from that until the technology gets better.
Anything good over there? I don't know.
77-inch OLED. This is 8,000. Now it's down to 6,000, so it's $2,000 off. Which one is this? Is the A1E. So this is last year's model.
Okay.
Okay. The A9G is the one that won the 4K TV.
So this is okay. How about any of these?
I mean, if you're a baller,
Okay.
if you're a baller, you go with the 77-inch OLED from Sony. That's gonna cost you like.
That's the baller thing.
Here's an OLED 77-inch. This is the C8. This is the 2018 model, so it's last year's, and it's down to 4,500.
Okay.
7,000. So that's always a good thing to like look at. 950G. I think this is probably going to be the best budget for a 55-inch. I know it's around $1,000 or $1,100. This is the 75-inch, so we're getting right at that $3,000 mark. Maybe it'll be down 25.
A8G.
A8G, yeah. This is the older Sony at 3,000. The new one is the A9G, and that is 3,500 or 3,700.
Honestly, I don't know much about TVs. I told you that.
Yeah.
But going from the other places where we're looking at the stuff at Target and
Walmart.
dude, I can see that
You can see the
this
difference?
doesn't look the same.
No, this looks way better.
Like everybody looks accurate. Like that's how skin tones look.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're not getting crazy artifacting, although this demo isn't the best.
Yeah, it's all choppy.
Yeah. But hey, you know, at least it's having all the same demo across
Right.
across
That's what you were
different
saying.
TVs, and that's what I was talking about. You know,
They have more over there. Maybe these are not on the same level.
these are definitely a higher end
Uh-huh.
TVs. Let's go to the other side. So this here is the X950G Sony, and this is a 65-inch variant, and it is $1,800. So it definitely falls into that mid-tier price. Now the 55 version of this is around $1,100 or $1,200. So I think this is probably going to be one of the best mid-range price 4K TVs you can buy. One of the things that makes it that way is its processing. It uses the Sony X1 Ultimate chip. Okay, it's got certification for IMAX Enhanced. It does Dolby Vision, and one of the things that this does is full array with local dimming. Okay, when you're shopping for LEDs, you want to make sure you get something with full array local dimming, and that will give you deeper blacks and higher contrast. Similar to an OLED, not at the OLED level.
Honestly, bro, you're kind of selling me on these TVs. After looking at them, like really looking at them, I'm like, okay, I get it. I get why you would want something like this, you know, for everyday type
Everyday
of viewing,
use,
right?
yeah,
Like
right.
if you're not watching a movie and you don't have all the lights dim,
Yeah,
it's nice to have that.
it definitely is.
This is the one that won, right?
Yes. Yeah, the A9G. Yeah, this is the Master Series. This is what won the 4K TV.
So this is
shootout.
it.
That's the winner. I mean, you can totally
Ah.
tell. Like it's nice and dark. It's got that vibrant pop on those lights.
How does it compare to the 8G?
So I mean, if you wanted to go with last year's model, okay, this uses the X1 Extreme chip. This uses the X1 Ultimate chip. So the processing is going to be better on the A9G. So the color accuracy, motion handling, all that stuff is going to be just a slight upgrade from this. But look at the price difference. $3,800. I was wrong. I thought it was $3,500 to $3,700. $3,800 as opposed to $3,000. So you save $800 if you go with the last year's model.
They both look pretty excellent.
Yeah, I mean it's hard to like distinguish really.
A little bit more vibrant, I guess, brighter.
But
Brighter on
that
this
could
one?
just be the angle
Ah.
of which these things are at. You know,
Right.
there's a lot of like ambient light here and that kind of thing.
Got it. So yeah, they got these, and then they have.
Yeah, let's go check out LG real quick.
I think you like LG, bro.
I mean,
what I've heard.
So like LG creates all the OLED panels. So even if you buy a Sony OLED, if you buy, you in UK or Australia or Canada buy a Panasonic OLED, LG still makes the panels. They get all their panels from LG. The only difference is the processing and the way each company, does their tone mapping. And tone mapping means like when you have those bright highlights and peak brightness when your content you're playing exceeds the capacity of the TV's like peak brightness. Like let's say something was mastered at 4,000 nits, and nits, for those that don't know, is a measure of peak brightness, and your TV can do 700 or 1,000 nits. Well, the TV has to now tone map correctly how it's going to display that bright highlight. Now each manufacturer tone maps in a totally different way, so it's always going to be different.
So what's up with these TVs?
So this is the SM9000. Okay, this is the LG. This is their like medium or mid-range LED TV. I have one of these coming in to review. I also have the Sony X900G, 950G that we talked about earlier. I have one of those coming in for review as well. And I think this is probably going to be the mid-range one to buy in LG, right? It's got the full array backlight. It's got HDMI 2.1, which the Sony does not have. So, like I said before, there's about, it's all about what features you want and how much you're willing to spend.
Which one's their baddest, biggest and baddest TV?
Oh, we were standing in front of it earlier. It's
Okay,
the LG
so that's
OLED like signature. that
Okay.
thing. Yeah, and if
so
you
that's
go
their
to-
competitor to Sony's A9G, or
Yes, yeah,
okay.
yeah.
And then
Yeah,
how
pretty
about Samsung area here?
So Samsung,
What's their competitor? You know what I mean?
their competitor is the Q90R, which is this one right here.
Okay, so that's the bad boy.
This
right
was
there.
in the 4K TV shootout, and out of the two LEDs, there was a Sony Z9F, and there was this. And out of the two LEDs, I would prefer this. If I was going LED, I would pick the Q90R.
They do pop, huh?
It does. It does.
This reflection makes it hard to see.
It does. And that's why I hate coming to stores to look at things. It's very, very hard. Now, if you want a mid-range version, I have the 55-inch of this Q70R coming in to review against the LG SM9000 and the Sony X950G. So I'm going to do a little round robin comparo of those three in the mid-range, mid-price range level for the 55-inch, because they're all around like $1,000 to like $1,400. That's the way it breaks down by the three main big manufacturers. Now, if you wanted to go lower price-wise, definitely check out Hisense and TCL. They have some really good options that I saw at CES this year. If you don't want to spend $1,000, definitely look at those, as they're getting better and better every year.
All right, I'm convinced.
What?
Yeah,
You're gonna buy a TV?
I'm not. You know what? I don't know. I think maybe I should start reviewing TVs like you.
Maybe. Then you can figure out exactly what's right for you, because the real crappy part about this whole situation is you don't know what it's going to look like until you're actually using it.
It's like speakers.
Just like speakers, man.
You got to get them in your house. Oh my.
In your room,
goodness.
in your environment, to the content that you watch. Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks, man.
Hey, no problem.
Appreciate
and
it, bro.
thank you for you guys for coming along for the ride.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.